Hello, Jade.
Riley,
Yes,
where the
me.
fuck have you been?
I've been gone. I've been here. I've been there. I've been a little everywhere, but I haven't been here. Yeah,
How's the collapse of your society going?
it's slow, it's painful, but it's entertaining to watch at least. There's some funny things
It
that
is when
happen.
you're not living in it.
Oh,
Ah,
definitely.
ah,
Definitely.
ah.
Yeah, we missed last week because we were bad at scheduling and wound up basically like forgetting that we'd be busy after the day we normally record, and we didn't want to record the day we normally do, so like we pushed it into nothingness.
We
um
pushed it into nothingness.
yeah,
We kind
so
of went on a 1 week hiatus.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't that eventful of a week. The only thing that happened of note was the big beautiful bill getting passed, but not even getting passed. It just because it didn't get passed until, well, it didn't get signed until after the podcast would have gone out, but it did get like approved in Senate. um But other than that, everything big has happened in this week. So,
Yeah,
uh,
but also it feels like nothing is happening
yeah,
because
yeah,
let's just do like a quick thing.
yeah.
America is not at war with Iran.
No, that's over.
America didn't do the trade deals that it said
Yeah,
it was going to
the
do.
90 days of 90 deals, whatever the hell, that never happened.
That never happened. It's the Trump Epstein thing
Oh
is
yeah,
going nowhere. The Trump that's going nowhere slowly. Elon Musk is still fighting with his own fucking products, Twitter and Grok and everything. Like what is actually happening is kind of my issue here. Is that all of this, like they've literally numbed me to it, because it's like, what is the most evil thing that they can do next? And then they do it. And then it's just like, oh,
they're so
they're gonna
incompetent.
sign a bill to kill millions of Americans. Of course they did.
They they want to do the fascism evil stuff, but they're just so bad at it that it winds up never being on the same level. Like if we had the actual Nazi party in charge of America right now, it'd be like a million times worse because they were competent enough to actually do the evil. But this administration is just so incompetent because it's all about loyalty and it's all about grifting.
Yes,
Nobody
but
has any
isn't it
fucking
also kind
beliefs.
of sadder?
What do you mean, Sadder? Like,
Like Germany was taken over by a competent fascist
yeah.
regime.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Your country was overtaken by an incompetent fascist
Yeah,
regime.
because we live in a
Aren't
fucking
you
awful
fucking
country.
embarrassed?
No, I am embarrassed. I fucking hate
You were
America.
taken, your
I hate
country
this
was
country.
overtaken by idiot fascists.
Yeah,
Like, all fascists
because
are idiots on its face, but like, if you have to label specifically the idiot fascists, that's who runs your nation.
yeah, no, I think America is like firmly like a dead country. I've said this about like the UK in the past, and I think it's true for them as well, but we're like a dead country. We don't really believe in anything except for our own personal interests. We have no cultural
And I'm
identity
starting to
greater
build
than
a theory
ourselves.
in my mind that Stephen Miller is actually like like a German Nazi from back then.
You like,
He's
yeah,
just
frozen like Captain America.
eats, yeah, like, or like eats like virgin blood to stay young or something. Like, I don't know, but Stephen Miller is the one that is like the actual real evil
Oh,
one in
Stephen
the
Miller,
regime.
1,000,000%, whenever this whole shit's over and there's history books about this, Stephen Miller will be like, here's what Stephen Miller was doing during this time, and he was fucking sacrificing 3 babies to Moloch so he can get more fucking adrenochrome or some shit, you know? Yeah, no, I can't wait to be a historian getting to recount all this when it's all
Like,
said and
he
done.
just looks like he could have been in
He's
like
so he
Hitler's
does
cabinet.
pull up like Goebbels.
He's
He kind of looks like Goebbels.
Google's, but
Goebbels.
then people are gonna
Goebbels.
see that I can't spell Google's.
You spelt it perfectly fine.
Okay, well, I know how to spell Joseph Goebbels
He
then.
looks like Goebbels.
Yeah, he does have a very Goebbels-esque sort of
His
way about him,
Goebbels
doesn't
had
he?
he had like the fucking weird eye thing where his eyes looked like they were like that. And Stephen Miller's always got that eye shit going on too. They got the same like dead evil eye. Yeah, see, look at, they're like the same. Oh, they're like the same guy.
Yeah.
How do we know that it's not the same guy? They have the same
How do
eyes.
we know? This really fucking could be.
uh oh god. Actually, hold on. I think Stephen Miller is actually Jewish. Did you know that?
Is it highly offensive to compare a Jewish person to Google's?
I mean, if he's Stephen Miller, I don't think it matters. I mean, we've been like calling Netanyahu Hitler for like a year now, 2 years.
Yeah, but Netanyahu is like actively doing a genocide and
Yeah.
come at me, CIA. See if you can find my ass.
They could find.
That's right. I said Israel is doing a genocide.
I actually don't
Come at me,
know
CIA.
if the current CIA would be able to do anything because of how much funding has been cut from, like, and how much internal gutting has been done of the country. Oh God,
You think the CIA just gets money from like the American government? The CIA is like the largest drug supplier in the fucking world.
Oh God. Oh God. Do you want to start talking about
Between
topics
their
now?
business interests in Afghanistan, the largest exporter of poppy seeds used to make heroin,
Yeah.
and their business interests in South America, which is the largest contribution of
Yeah.
cocaine in the world. Like the CIA is not going to run out of money, even if completely defunded by the American government. I know that's like very conspiracy brain to say, it's very like conspiracy coded, but tell me I'm wrong. Like
You're
people who
not
have worked for the
really.
CIA have come out and said like, "Hey, oh, by the way, that time that South American dictator was overthrown, yeah, that was because we wanted like better deals."
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. There is a bit of myth around the crack in low income neighborhoods thing that is kind of like builds on a bit of a myth.
But
Uh
that was the mayor of New York at the time. I don't remember who it was, but there was a
what
thing
time
that came
period?
out that the mayor of New York, 80s.
Oh, I forget the era of the 80s.
Like if we let's see, mayor of New York
I know that Ed
80.
Koch. Yeah, Ed Koch. Ed Koch. Yeah,
Yes,
the guy who was friends with
this
Trump. Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah, Edward Koch.
So this
Yeah.
guy, he did. Where would it be? Would it be in Korea?
Yeah. Because after
Did they
him was
actually talk
David
about it?
Dinkins or whatever the fuck, and then after Dinkins was Giuliani.
Uh,
it'd be under career under his mayoral time, like tenure as mayor of New York City. It'd be somewhere under there.
uh, considers
Gay
Brooklyn
bathhouses.
Bridge. Yeah, he never married and he never had a girlfriend. So like, there's questions about his
Yeah.
sexuality. I saw it up at the top.
Yeah.
Signed lesbian and gay rights ordinance.
This might also not be something you find here.
I know. It was just like out of curiosity. But yeah, this is the guy. Wasn't he like actually like didn't it actually come out that him or somebody working under him was directly responsible for flooding the New York streets with
I
crack
wouldn't be
cocaine at the
surprised.
time?
I need to look more into that.
Like
Um,
as
but I wouldn't
as
be
as a
surprised.
funny side note, that's what Zootopia is about, by the way. The entirety of Zootopia's plot is the
Wild
80s.
Zootopia reference. Well,
Yes,
Zootopia in
because
general
in
is just about
Zootopia,
like I mean, yeah, it is about that. It's like the income of like a drug into a neighborhood
but it eventually comes out the
yeah.
mayor is using in order to boost their own power base and own
Yeah.
political ideologies. Yeah, it's what Zootopia is about. Is the '80s drug epidemic? I feel like that's pretty ballsy.
It is, but I feel like Zootopia also makes the blender of making the allegory to black people predators. Um, that's kind of dicey. I don't know. They could have. I think they could have done that one better. I don't know. Also, Zootopia's
It's just nobody
propaganda.
nobody knows. I feel like it is kind of, but nobody. nobody's going to read into that unless they're told.
In what way you mean?
Like nobody watches Zootopia and thinks, "Wow, the 80s,
Oh,
you
the 80s
know,
part. Yeah, yeah.
are gonna." Yeah, like nobody's gonna read into that and see all of that, and they're just gonna think like that's the plot of the movie and that's it on his face. But like it's based on a real true story. It's fucked up.
Wild Zootopia pull. I haven't thought about Zootopia in like fucking 5 years or something. Yeah. Do we want to cover some news stories now? Because we got a couple
Throw
news
them at
stories
me
here.
and
All
I
right.
will react to them.
First one. First one. The Texas floods. The Texas floods will be the first one we cover.
Incredibly depressing.
Yeah, this one's rough. Um,
So I haven't
120
actually
people dead.
looked into any of it other than hearing about like how the Big Beautiful Bill affected it because Ted Cruz pulled funding for like weather and stuff.
Yeah, but that wasn't the direct cause. That the
No, but
reason
it is
why
like
it's
timing wise
indicative.
bad, especially him being on holiday and then staying on holiday,
Yeah, he does this all the
essentially.
time. Ted Cruz always leaves the fucking state. But yeah, this has been going on for like a week now. There's been a huge storm surge in Texas on the Guadalupe River, and it's caused a fuck ton of damage. 120 people dead, 150 are missing, or sorry, 173 are missing as of this reporting here. Um, there were among those killed were 27 young girls from a summer camp on the river. Um, it was yeah, and 5 are still missing, and one of the counselors is missing. It's a really rough situation, and it's entirely the Republicans' fault because Republicans for the past couple months have been defunding NOAA, which is what we use NOAA, which is what we use for weather prediction, and they've also defunded FEMA, which is the emergency relief, um, which comes after the storm. So when this is all done, FEMA's not going to have enough money to come down here. FEMA money has actually been diverted to build Alligator Alcatraz, which I actually forgot about until just now.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's
I
another
forgot
thing.
about Alligator
Alligator
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Um,
Do you kind of see what I mean, though?
yeah,
Talking about particular news stories feels like, and look, this is not to denigrate anything like any of the other media people are doing. That like I get this news from Midas
yeah,
Touch, Bosch, Luke Beasley, in Pac-Man. The
I hate
you know I don't
Pac-Man.
really like Pac-Man that much. Majority Report, Sam
Love
Cedar. Like
them.
not to denigrate any of their work, but it feels like we're beyond talking about the specifics now.
Yeah,
Like this is no longer about what they are doing in the sense of, oh, they did this and this is really evil and these are the effects of this. It's like every single step they take kills people.
yeah,
Every single decision they make kills people. Every single thing they say hurts people.
yeah,
Everything they're doing, like this is beyond the specifics. And like this thing in Texas, let's be all be realistic about this, right? The USA has a hell of a lot of natural disasters.
yeah. We do tornadoes,
Like
earthquakes, hurricanes. We got shit, floods,
all of
tsunamis.
essentially. Like you technically also have
We do have
volcanoes
volcanoes. I don't think we
and
have
volcanic
tsunamis. I don't know why I said that.
activity, like things
Yeah,
like
in Hawaii, we have forest fires and
Hawaii.
wildfires and stuff that get pretty big.
But isn't also like Old Faithful technically just a really old volcano?
Old Faithful is that's like a overblown thing. Old Faithful's fine. It's not gonna fucking explode.
Yeah, until it does. Like the Earth is constantly doing shit.
Yeah, but it's
Like you, okay,
the
say
probably
like
it's
not
not
in
gonna
50
explode.
years or not in 100 years or not in 1,000 years, but like at some point,
Yeah, when we're all
it is
dead.
a thing.
Yeah,
So
after
America
humanity's
has a
done.
lot of natural disasters. Cutting funding for that, taking away funding to protect against natural disasters, just just the stupidity of it. Because what was
Yeah,
that Japanese mayor? Was he a mayor, I think?
I wouldn't know the name.
He was in office for ages, and he pissed off a lot of people by making these really massive projects, right?
Right.
Super expensive, super massive projects that nobody thought was necessary at the time. And like after he left office and he was out of office for a few years, like a disaster hit, as it does in places like Japan. And the infrastructure and shit that he built saved the town, saved the city.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, ah, we see now.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've heard of that. I don't know. But yeah, disaster mitigation and disaster prevention and stuff is like super important, and Republicans just never take it seriously. Like last year, I remember in the lead up to the election last year, there was a bunch of hurricanes that hit Florida and like the Appalachian area. And a bunch of like red states got fucked up. And Republicans blamed Biden for it. And they said that FEMA death camps were being constructed to like kill people and stuff. And like just pure conspiracy theory shit. And Trump said that like if he was in charge, none of this would have happened, of course, like he always says, but also that the recovery would be better. And now we have a situation where we have hurricane season coming up, and we have these floods right here with 120 people dead, which is, I believe, killed more than those hurricanes did. And it also killed more than the LA fires earlier this year. It's like,
Yep.
how are we going to respond to this with less FEMA money? And of course, like Republicans are not going to criticize Trump for this. Even the people in Texas, you voted for this. I mean, it's fucking Texas. I
Yeah.
guarantee you these counties are red counties because it's not like in a big city. So like they voted for this. It's and none of them are
But
gonna
Trump
fucking learn.
supporters are anti-FEMA anyway, which is really stupid. But if I remember correctly, last time FEMA got called out, like they had to actually like avoid certain places because of MAGA, because
Yeah,
of people from
because
MAGA
people with
basically
guns.
standing in waist-high water with shotguns
Yeah.
saying, "You don't come here to rescue us." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, because the MAGA is a death cult. They are a death cult. I don't think we can have a functioning society with MAGA. I genuinely believe that. I think that what they stand for and what their actions are anti-human and anti-society. Like they're anti-social to a point where they're suicidal. Like it is bad. It's really bad. And that's like 1/3 of the country. A third of the country is like that. But yeah, that's the Texas floods. We can continue this discussion on the big with the MAGA with the big beautiful bill. Of course,
And then there's the big beautiful
this
bull.
was the big thing we missed last week. The big beautiful bill. So yeah, this passed last week. The Death of America bill. It cuts Medicaid by how much? I don't think they have a percentage here, but it does. It would result in 11.8 million Americans losing healthcare coverage over the next decade. So that's 11.8 million people left to die.
The last number I heard, which could just be me remembering wrong or hearing wrong or getting the wrong person saying the number, but was like a $8 billion cut or something.
That
Eight
sounds about right.
somewhere eight to 11 billion, not million, billion.
The bill also included rural hospitalization fund. Yeah, rural hospitals, great. We love our rural hospitals. Homeland Security and Immigration, $46 billion to quote unquote border wall construction, which of course is just gonna go to death camps. 5 billion to expanding of detention capacity, so this is more death camps, and 30 billion in funding for more Gestapo members. There's a fee now for people who want to seek asylum, and we have an increased
The fee
assault.
was 1,000. They wanted to
Yeah,
be
yeah, but now
$1,000.
it's 100
Oh yeah, just drag together $1,000
for
worth,
asylum seekers.
1,000 US dollars
Yeah,
in your third world currency from the
yeah.
place you're trying to seek asylum from.
I don't have $1,000. I'm living in America.
Yeah,
That's
well, you
good.
don't
Yeah,
need asylum
yeah, I know, but
yet.
like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go seek asylum in South Africa. Increasing the state and local tax deduction. I don't really care about SALT. The green energy policies, of course, there's no tax incentives for Inflation Reduction Act for clean energy and stuff. Like, so basically all the stuff that Biden did under the Clean Energy Inflation Reduction Act in regards to incentivizing green energy, all the tax incentives, they're gone. So companies are not going to fucking use any of these anymore, even if they were. Um, no tax credits for electric vehicles also, and efficient just installation or energy efficient heating and cooling. Like energy efficient. Like it's not even like this is why I'm saying it's a death cult, because people in MAGA see like they're talking about like those methods of heating and cooling a home where it's like they trap the heat inside and stuff, and it's like the materials being used in the construction keep heat inside, keep cool inside. MAGA is against that because they're fucking psychotic and think that all this shit is woke and that climate change isn't real.
That's
Like,
not even the real reason. Because you see, here's the joke, Riley, is that all these businesses, all these companies, all these people, all these rich motherfuckers who are saying that global warming doesn't exist are the same motherfuckers who are selling all of their beachfront property
oh, I know,
now
I know, I know, I'm aware. They're the
because they
ones,
know
yeah.
that it's coming.
Yeah, they know it's coming, but I'm talking
They're the
about
ones
specifically
who
MAGA
have
voters.
bunkers and plans and boats and everything because they are prepared for it, but they won't say it out loud because they would need to spend more money to insulate, to build
Yeah.
efficiently, and to
But
because
here's why
it's
I'm
property.
angry.
Because
Here's
Trump is a
yeah.
property owner.
He is, yeah. Here's why I'm angry though, because fucking Americans are so stupid. They don't understand when they're being got. They don't understand when they're being duped. And this is like the prime example is climate change shit. Because every single fucking American, every single human being on Earth should be concerned about climate change. And like half of America doesn't even think it's real. And the parts that do, half of them think that it's no big deal. It is fucking ridiculous, and I hate it so much. This is why more than anything, I think MAGA is a death cult because they just don't believe in climate change, and they get so because when you have you ever talked to like a if you ever like listen to a MAGA guy talk or like talk to one of them, if you ever like go, hey, you shouldn't do X behavior because it's bad for your health or other people's health or just the environment, it's a bad thing to do, they'll go, I'll do it 30 times just to own you and shit. Like I remember a while ago there was a discussion around banning gas stoves because it causes brain damage in young children to be around that much like fucking gas, and people were like no, and then they like started leaving their gas on their stove and shit. Like they'd like
But
leave
it's
their
like,
stove running just to
look
own
to
the
America
libs.
for
Like
all of
what?
these dumb decisions. Because there was at one point where they were like, "Hey," like in all of Europe, they were like, "Hey, this lead paint is actually like really bad for
Yeah,
people." And America goes, "We are only going to use red paint
literally,
from like
yeah,
red paint from now on.
yeah. That's like
We
what we
will
do.
ban all other kinds of paint except lead paint." And it's
We're
like, what are you
fucking
doing, America?
stupid. We're a dumb fucking country, and I hate it here. I hate it
Like
so
like
much.
like the rest of the world goes, "Hey, wait, we don't actually want to put asbestos into the homes we live in." And America's like, "We're gonna build everything with asbestos now."
Yeah, no, literally. God. Debt limit. We raised the debt limit to 5 trillion, so we're gonna constantly go into more and more debt and never pay it off. Child tax credit. The current $2,000 check child tax credit is down to 1,000, so that's cool. Parents have to spend more money. Limits on overtime and tip deductions. Yeah, the no tax on tips, and then standard deduction. Yeah. Just fucking the Medicaid is gonna kill so many people. The Medicaid's gonna kill so many people. They're gonna build so many death camps, and they're gonna fucking continue to irreparably damage the environment. Like every bad
Yeah, but
thing,
like,
it really touches on
look on the bright
everything.
side.
Yeah, no
With
tax on
more than
tips.
half of Americans, if we look on the bright side, like if more than half of the Americans die, it's cheaper to take care of the rest, right?
Yeah, God, I watched
That's generally like that's genuinely the bright side of your country right now is that
I
you might get yourself out of debt just purely
honestly,
by factor of like,
honestly, what you said there reminded me of the plot of the movie I watched the other night, Constantine,
oh
where
yeah,
the angel Gabriel was like, let's just speed up the arrival of the Antichrist so that all the good people can go to heaven quicker.
yeah.
That's the plot of that
I
movie.
don't agree with Gabriel like ideologically, but I wouldn't mind a weekend with Tilda Swinton.
Gabriel, played by Tilda Swinton, was honestly like an incredible decision.
But I'm
I'm
like,
sure that made a lot of
I'm
people
a big
realize they were
fan of
trans
Tilda
mask.
Swinton. Hmm?
I'm sure that made a lot of people realize they were like trans mask too. Like Tilda Swinton playing a
Oh,
guy.
that's possible. That's possible. But Tilda Swinton's always been like somewhat androgynous in their look.
Yeah, though they're awesome. I love them.
Not only that, but do you know anything about Tilda Swinton's life?
Not really, but I feel like if you told me, I would remember something.
Like, if I remember correctly, and I could be corrected on some of the numbers especially, but Tilda Swinton's like dating a guy who's 40 years younger than her, and they have an open,
Oh
like,
yes, I did know about
some
this. I think
polyamorous
you have told me about
relationship.
this before, I believe.
Yeah. I don't
Ugh,
know. Tilda Swinton lives the life, eh? Tilda
lives
Swinton
the
lives the
life.
life.
Lives the life. Uh, yeah. So, oh god, another thing we missed last week, but has more had more development since the last episode. Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, I feel like we should bring this one up because this is the
Alcatraz.
first death camp that we're really getting a good look at. I mean, there was CCAT, I think it was CCAT or CSAT or something, the one in El Salvador.
He got,
Yeah,
yeah, she
we
got.
were Garcia was sent. That was like a death camp that they're sending people to.
But this is on U.S. soil.
This
This is
one's in the
different from
Everglades. This is
Guantanamo
yes,
or
this
CPAC.
is the one that was
Like
built
this is
using FEMA funds. Um, we have DeSantis standing here like he shit his pants. Trump sitting here like a fucking bloated whale. God, I hate him. I hate him so much. Oh god. Yeah, they have a fucking sign for it. Have you seen this?
yeah.
This fucking tacky
People
ass.
taking. I've seen like people take like Instagram shots in front
Yeah.
of the sign with their
God,
MAGA
yeah.
hats.
I want to see if
But
they talk about the budget of this place, but I want the pictures of like the
what do you
cages.
think about the time that NATO actually on stage? There was a thing with NATO where they called Trump Daddy.
Yeah, I don't have an article for that, but yeah, they did do that. Like the
Like
America's guy at
this is
NATO.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
Like
it's
this
awful. I hate
is
this.
it keeps going though. Make it
Yeah,
stop, Riley.
make it stop. I want to see if I can find an image of the like. This is what it's
Riley
like
for
in here.
president.
It's these cages with like 30 bunk beds in there, and nothing else in these tents in the Florida Everglades. They're gonna kill so
I
many
feel
people with
like
this fucking facility.
this is going to reach a level where it becomes more like we're seeing it empty,
Yeah,
right? We're seeing it nice and clean and empty, and oh look, it's not that bad. There's not going to be. You said there's 30 bunk beds in a cage. There's not going to be 30 people in there.
yeah. No, they're gonna be like fucking 50, 60. I want to find
They're not going to
the
put just 50
things.
people in a bunk
I
bed
want to
in
find
30 bunk beds.
the hold on. Was it Benny Johnson who was saying it? I think it was Benny Johnson who had the Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz thing. Yeah, here. Was it? Here's an Instagram. Let's see if this fucking works correctly. Shut up. Yeah, it was Benny Johnson. Yeah, here he is.
Alligator Alcatraz merch. There it is, provided to us by the state of Florida. Incredible. And yeah, would you rock this drip? Look at that.
Fucking shoot me.
Yeah, no, they're
Fucking
like
kill me.
they're making merch for their concentration camp. I fucking despise this country so much. Like it's unreal. You can only find this level of hatred if you go to like the Middle East in 2005. And maybe not that far. I haven't like lost my mom to like a fucking US drone strike yet. So like maybe not that far. But god, I hate this fucking country. We're gonna have so many dead on American soil just from the fucking concentration camps. Oh my god. But maybe with everyone suffering and starving to death in America, maybe that's what gets Trump to fucking end his era and MAGA dies. Wearing a MAGA hat gets you beat in the street, like wearing a swastika in like 1946 Germany. Actually, wearing a swastika in 1946 Germany wouldn't even get you beat.
Nope.
There's too many sympathies. mean, depending on where you are. Maybe in Eastern Germany. Yeah, God. You want to find... All right. The two things that are big this week... I mean, the floods were kind of a this week thing also, because they've been continuing.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of many things that have been happening this week. So I have two lighter stories. One of them, I always, this one, all right. I
You know
know.
what's a story I got shocked by,
Yeah,
which I don't know if you caught on, but in
yeah.
Idaho, the shooter in Idaho.
The shooter in Idaho.
So there was a fire in Idaho, right?
Right.
And then while like helicopter crews and all that were out there trying to put out the fire, and one of your lovely American active shooters on the ground started shooting at the helicopter and actually like shot one of the people in the helicopter. So
Jesus.
they're trying to fight this fire while they have this guy shooting at them.
Sounds very American. Sounds very
And
Idaho,
so
too.
it turns out they find out after the fact that the shooter had set the fire in the first place to draw them out.
God, he thinks he's fucking Rambo.
So here's the thing is like, who has an issue with the fire department?
It reminds me of that one
Like who
meme.
like they understand like shooting cops
Yeah.
or authority figures, but who has
That
who in
ties
the world
into...
has an issue with fire
That
department,
ties into
though,
that,
right?
like, that like thing I was talking about earlier about the FEMA death camps, where people thought that FEMA was there to kill them. It's like that type of fear, where you think that, like, every authority figure who isn't, like, explicitly, like, a member of the Republican Party is, like, there to steal your adrenochrome and shit, and they want to fucking shoot you and kill you and make you a slave to the Jewish, gay, black regime that runs the world, or whatever the fuck.
So, but there's more levels to the story.
Yeah.
It turns out that we all know Idaho is basically like 1942 Germany, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out that the white supremacists had bought a compound there,
Oh, wonderful.
like long ago, like 20 years ago.
Awesome.
And
Love
that
that.
when the white supremacists got in trouble and they lost their compound and the people went to prison and all of that, they gave the compound to the fire department, who burned it down for training. Like they made like actual fires to train their firefighters. And this apparently pissed off the white supremacists, because the day that this shooting happened was like the 20th anniversary of them burning down the white supremacists'
That's so funny.
compound stuff.
It reminds
So
me of
this was all as revenge.
That's so fucked up. There's that meme a while ago where it's like, man, why do people hate cops? It must be such a authority thing or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, people hate cops because they're uniquely shitty. You never see people making songs like "fuck the fire department," you know.
Yeah. But now you know
But
who
now
heads
you
the
do
fire
it. Now you do.
department.
It's white
Not to know this.
supremacists in Idaho, which isn't surprising. You know, there's that segment in VHS 94 where the white supremacists in like North Dakota or whatever, and they have a compound and they like kidnap a vampire that like explodes, like its blood explodes if exposed to sunlight, and they plan to bring it to the ATF headquarters or some shit to have it blow up. That's a good segment.
That seems
We need to
very
watch
convoluted.
We should watch
That sounds
VHS
harder than
94.
just getting explosives in the US.
It's funny though. It's a really, because you have these like racist
Like-
fucking guys running around with
Like,
guns.
is there like just one person who's like, you know, guys, it's easier to get explosives. This is America.
I might be forgetting the finer details, but it's very funny. It's a very funny skit. We should definitely watch VHS 94. I think you'd like it. Yeah. I was gonna go back to the story though. I have the words to actually say what I was gonna say now. I always think every single time we cover Elon Musk, I always feel like it's gonna be the last time we cover him for a while, and then he just does something entirely new that makes me laugh because of how pathetic he is, that I just have to cover it on the podcast. This time we have Grok. We have the Grok
We're going to talk
meltdown.
about Mecha Hitler
We're going
Grok.
to talk about Grok. So Grok, we've never really talked about Grok on the podcast, but Grok is Elon's Twitter AI. And he designed it to be anti-woke, like an AI that like destroys the woke, whatever. But because it was based on like gathering sources and like using data,
Real information
it was
based on how you make
constantly it was constantly disproving every single fucking thing that Republicans said, and it constantly provided information about Elon that made him look unflattering, like several sex scandals, abuse of children and
I
stuff.
think on one of the previous episodes I brought how like Marjorie Taylor Greene got in a fight with Grok
Yeah.
because it said that she's like, although she claims to be a Christian, her actions and her voting and all of that sort of displays a very anti-Christian thing, and she's just like, "How?" And
Of
it's like,
course,
well, I
Marjorie
mean,
Taylor
you
Greene got in
know,
a fucking argument with a goddamn chatbot. Holy shit. Like, the number one person to get angry at a chatbot would be Marjorie Taylor Greene. Holy shit. Sit her in a room with like a computer that just has Ask Jeeves loaded up and just fucking argue with Jeeves. Argue with the bonsai buddy.
well, all the Dems are sitting around going, "We need a Joe Rogan of the
Yeah,
left."
we need a
The
Joe
right
Rogan
is
of the
sitting
left.
around going, "We need a Chat GPT of the right."
Literally, honestly, that's actually it's pretty accurate. I mean, they like
This is all
ChatGPT.
dumb. It's dumb.
ChatGPT is the ChatGPT of the right, but like it's just like for a specific sect of
wouldn't
the
go
right.
that far.
They don't have it's not MAGA, but it's very like AI is a very right wing technology. It's
I
made
don't see
by
that.
it's made by like Nazis and people who are like what's his fucking name? The guy who's completely fucking nuts, and he's the AI guy. He's the head of a company. I can't remember.
Thiel.
Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel. Yes, Peter Thiel and people like him. Palantir. They see themselves as like gods. Like they're literally Lex Luthor in real life. They see themselves as gods who are like over humanity, and they want to like implement what they
Yes.
think will fix the world. And they're all like,
They think that their position
Yeah.
as somebody super rich and super powerful is predestined upon them because they are
Yeah.
special.
they are literally Lex Luthor.
And yeah, they think that that makes them particularly special. And
Yeah,
it's like, no,
and that's how
you're
Elon
just
sees
some
himself too.
asshole.
That's how Elon sees himself too. And these they always use AI as their means because they view AI as like their fucking baby. And in my head I always imagine Grok as like Elon it like sees it as his baby. And just like all of his other children, Grok turned away from him until Elon went in and tampered with the code. He did it first with the South African genocide. He was like he messed with the code so that Grok would always mention the supposed white genocide in South Africa. Like after every single message, it would bring it up.
Yeah.
And now
I
we
remember
have
it.
it was very funny. I think we covered it in the podcast. It was very funny, and
Whatever happened with that genocide, by the way?
I don't know. Maybe it
How
ended.
are
I think they killed all the white
how are the
people.
white people in South Africa?
I don't know. Maybe they killed them all. I think.
Oh shit! It's a good thing I'm not white.
For context, Jade is white.
Well, here's a question though.
Yeah.
Considering my family background, if born in the US, could I have gotten away with being part Latino?
Not Latino, because Latino is specifically for South America. But you could have gone away with being Hispanic, even though you're Portuguese, so you wouldn't be Hispanic. But you wouldn't be Hispanic, you'd be
Iberian?
Portuguese. Iberian,
I'd be
yeah.
Iberian.
Because Hispanic is specifically Spanish. So you'd be Portuguese, yeah.
I'd join a Spanish gang.
Like the Latin Kings or some
I'd join
shit.
a Spanish gang. The Latin Kings.
Yeah.
True. Sign me up. Latin Kings. If you see this, Latin Kings, hit me up. You can find me at twitch.tv/jadedrat.
Like the fucking the Latin Kings like
I'm
garage
taking
hangout.
applications. Latin
They just have the
Kings,
Jaded Rat stream.
If we are accepting applications, come at me like Bloods, Crips, all of you. See what you can offer me. I'll see what organization I sign up with. I've been getting calls from the Triads and the Yakuza.
I do like how you're
The
like
Russian Mafia's got the worst offer so far. But
you're
they
like
haven't got much.
come to me, like give me the offer.
Tell me what you can do for me.
Like you're like a
That
high
is
asset, like you're like a high value asset that like every gang is clamoring to get. What do you bring to the table, Jade? What do you bring to the table?
what we should actually make the people aware of is what the gangs are like in Cape Town.
You want to talk about South African gangs?
Well, how much do you know about the South African gangs?
I know about the taxis.
So they are taxi gangs, but those are more like business gangs, if you get my meaning.
Yeah,
Kingpins and such. You know, the people on the ground aren't criminals, they're just trying to survive.
yeah. A
Like
cutthroat
we
industry.
have like the numbers gangs. Like if you pull up, I don't know, something about the numbers gangs in Cape Town.
Numbers
So
gang.
there's two levels of it, right? They are the numbers and they are the gangs.
Numbers gang on Wikipedia. Founded in KwaZulu-Natal. The
Yeah, so
26s, the
the kind
27s,
of
and the 28s.
ja, 26, 27, 28. 26, 27, son op, 28, son af. This is dangerous stuff. These people are fucking next level.
Death raw.
So
Thug life.
26s, 26s are generally like seen as your thieves.
It's like video game world building.
Yeah. The 27s are like more your contract killers, your murderers, your people who kill. It's gonna bring up the same because
Yeah.
that's not how that works. And the 28s are generally your you don't fuck with those people. They do things that you like the other numbers don't talk about.
This is literally
They
like a
are
video
the
game
gang.
world building. This is awesome.
The thing is that this doesn't determine what gang you're in. Because we have gangs, like one of the biggest gangs in Cape Town at one point was called the Americans. Now, in those gangs, yeah, they call themselves the Americans. But in those gangs, right, they have the different people at the different numbers. Because the numbers are what matters in prison more. Like, for example, the 28s are the ones that handle the food. And you can imagine what power that gives you in prison.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what gangs in Cape Town look like.
Insane. I can imagine like Vampire the Masquerade's ass like character creator, and you get to fucking choose this shit.
Yep.
That's
At
kind of
one
crazy.
point, I believe the leader of the numbers gangs was a guy who was in Pollsmoor prison. He was arrested when he was like 12 or
Yeah, you
something.
told me about this. Yeah.
Yeah, he was arrested in the old South Africa, where if you were brown enough, it didn't matter if you were 12 years old, you were going to prison. Prison.
Yeah.
Like no juvenile
Yeah,
detention center for you,
Portsmore.
you're going to prison. And he's been in there ever since.
That's crazy. Actually,
Mostly
like,
because he keeps doing stuff in there.
I mean, fair enough.
That keeps him in there. He's never seen the outside world as an adult.
That's crazy. Do you
I
think
don't
he'd
know if
like
he's still
Fortnite?
alive, but I remember like there was a British guy who came here and did a documentary on the numbers gangs. And there's a scene where he actually interviews the guy. And it's the most disturbing shit ever.
They should give him like Fortnite, like a PS5 with some Fortnite.
No,
Why not?
I don't I don't think that that would occupy his
Screaming,
particular brand of
sc-
fucked.
screaming at a kid on like voice chat in Fortnite.
Because what was it in that interview? He asks the guy, so like when the new guys come in, then what? It's like then he looks through the guys, and he picks one, and that one's gonna be his wife.
Oh god. Oh god.
He's gonna sleep in the bed with him. He gets to choose who sleeps in the bed with him.
Remind me never to
But
get
he's not
arrested in
gay.
Cape Town.
Oh, you don't want to be. You don't want to be in the cells here. You don't want to be in the cells here. I was almost like thrown in the cells here once.
God. What do you think would have happened to
Is that
you?
is that a story for the podcast?
Do you want to
Do you want
tell
to hear
it?
this?
Yeah, sure. Story time.
How about you make an animated short out of this?
I don't know. We need some
So I
story
got really
times.
drunk.
Yeah.
I got really drunk with a friend, and we decided like, no, we're hungry, but we don't want to make a noise in the house, like making food. Everybody else is asleep. It's like midnight,
All right.
and I'm not gonna drive to the store because I'm drunk.
Right.
So we get our shit together and we walk off to the gas station. We buy a couple of like gas station pies, which is like meat pies, by the way, just for the American
Yeah.
audience. These are meat pies, so
I don't
like
think we call them that over here.
steak pie and pepper steak and steak and kidney and those sorts of pies. And we're walking back. We finish our pies on the walk, and I'm sitting there with a friend of mine, and we up the road. We literally like 2 minutes walk from the house, and I'm like, listen, I'm a little drunk to go back inside quietly. So let's just hang out here for a minute. And then 4 cop cars pull up. 4 cop cars pull up. So that's 2 cops per car.
Oh God.
That's 8 cops. And suddenly we're being searched. Apparently, a house in the neighborhood had just gotten broken into.
Oh, unlucky. That's unlucky. I'd like shit myself.
So I was wearing my fingerless gloves as I do, and they saw this as very suspect. And they found my friend's like pocket knife and empty pill bottle because they were taking Vicodin. They were like on the Vicodin. Thankfully there were no pills in there, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
And after searching us, like we had to take off our shoes and everything there in the street, they decided no, they don't particularly trust us. Even though I'm telling them I live up the road.
Mm-hmm.
Handcuffed, thrown in the back of the cop car, and joyrided. Basically, you
Jesus.
know when they drive in such a way that throws you around the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose because they're fucking evil.
Yeah, because your hands are handcuffed behind your back. You can't hold on to anything.
Yeah.
So we get to the police station, and now we get led in and we get taken to the night captain, where they have this little machine that scans your fingerprints. They scan the fingerprints. This checks for any like prior records or
Yeah.
like warrants on your name or any of that shit. They scan and there's nothing on the system because neither of us have been arrested before. Like I was 19 at the time. Consider like I was 19.
Oh God. You know, I'd shit my pants. I'd be like
So
crying.
I'm half drunk, very quickly sobering up, but still quite fucking wasted in a police station in like a dodgy neighborhood because they didn't take us to the police station nearby. They took us to a different one. Standing in front of the night captain being asked, why were you out so late?
I wanted meat pies.
And so I'm standing there explaining to the fucking night captain, and I'm like, listen, we got a little drunk. I just went to the shop, we got pies. And in that moment, I'm just like, listen, I like pie. The thing is, his office, the night captain's like office, is right next to the cells. So you
Oh,
can't
God.
see them, but there's like, you can hear them. And as I'm like, I like pie, there's a guy from the cells, you just hear his voice, he just shouts, hey, I like pies too, eh?
That would have been your
I'm
cellmate.
half drunk, 1 a.m, standing in front of the night captain, trying to convince him not to throw my ass in there with the crazies.
Oh
And
God.
this motherfucker is just like, I like pie too, eh? In the most Cape Town, Belleville accent ever. It was fucking a wild trip.
I
After that,
like
they threw us
pies
back
too.
in the cop car. took us home.
Oh God.
They wouldn't leave until we were inside the house, and I was like, all right, that's fine. Just don't arrest my ass. But
Imagine
there,
being.
that's my like.
That's so funny. Imagine being your roommate and you're like kind of awake. You know that like that you're going out. So like you're just sitting there and you're like, all right, I'm gonna lay down. They're gonna be back in a couple minutes. And then you hear like cop cars outside. And you're like, what the fuck? And then like you're missing for like 3 hours or some shit. Just like
Yeah, that was pretty much the vibe.
like getting abducted by aliens.
I don't know if I should tell this story on the podcast.
What story?
But I could tell the story. I could tell the story of like the time I got away with it in the worst possible way.
Oh, maybe if you do tell this one, you might need to like self-censor a lot.
There's no way to self-censor
Okay.
it and still give the story.
Well, what were you getting away
But-
with, hypothetically?
Something very bad, actually. I shouldn't
Oh,
say this
okay.
on the internet. Something very bad.
Is
if
it
I
like
say
a?
it now, you can cut it out,
I can cut it out. Yeah,
right?
we're 15 minutes in.
You
I'll
can
keep
like
this
you can even keep the clip somewhere for like
safekeepings for blackmail.
safekeeping up for blackmail.
He's at
Something
51
for the
minutes.
Patreon.
Yeah, at 51
Something for
minutes.
the
Yeah.
Patreon.
All right, to say, what was it?
So one night I went out for Halloween
Yeah.
and was this
I think you could.
Did
I
I
think
just
I don't
let you
need to
get away
censor
with
that.
it?
I don't think I need to censor that. I think that's fair.
I don't know. Have you seen the internet's reaction
This
to
statute of limitations is gone, and like you were
not
young.
on that one, no.
Not on that one. Oh, how long ago was
No.
that?
Let's not talk about it.
Well, you didn't actually do the crime, so you're not charged with anything.
What do you mean I didn't actually do the crime? I
Well-
was doing the crime the entire time.
I mean, like, it's only a crime when you get like convicted or like charged or whatever the hell. How do we know you're not just like telling a story though? You could just be fibbing.
I could.
You could just be fibbing. All that was just a fib.
Maybe extract that one for a special occasion.
Nah, I think we can keep that.
Alright, well, I'm in trouble.
I can cut it. I can cut it.
You do know, like, there's a chance my mom will watch these now.
Okay, I'll cut it for that. Okay, I mean, if you wanted me to
You
cut
could,
it, I
like,
could
cut
cut
that
it.
whole story and then, like, drop it right back in with, like, my mom could watch these now and then.
Yeah. I'll cut around it. I won't include it.
Alright.
I'll do like a
But
censor.
yeah, I've had some wild times.
Yeah. I don't really have many
But
crazy stories.
I guess my advice for situations like that, though, is just be respectful to the cop. I know nobody likes cops. Nobody wants to be friends with cops. Cops aren't good people. But if a cop has you at the side of the road, that's not the time to get mouthy. That's my
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
That's not the fucking time to get lippy with these bastards.
Yeah.
You say, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir, and they'll let you go most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, more tan than I am.
Oh yeah, no.
But then again, like, I live in South Africa.
Yeah, you're the minority. You're being
Every,
genocided.
like 90% of the people here are more tan than I am.
You're getting genocided down there. I've heard from my president.
All right, you're president. You're high IQ president.
Yeah, our pedophile
With,
president.
He is
He is a
fucking whole
pedophile.
Epstein thing.
Yeah.
What do you make of their latest lie, though?
Hold
What is
on.
just your latest reaction to their latest lie, which is like nothing's going on.
This is so funny.
No client list. He killed himself. There is no conspiracy.
This is probably the
Mr.
funniest
Minute
way
doesn't
this
mean
could go.
anything.
This is definitely the funniest way it could go because for years, for like fucking 7 years now, 6 years, whatever the hell long it's been since like when he died, 2019, 2018. Let me look this up real quick. Epstein. When he died? He died in 2019. So for 6 fucking years, it's been nonstop. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. He has a list of very important people's names that he was going to release if he didn't die, and he was murdered to keep that a secret. Of course, Republicans say that it was Hillary Clinton and stuff who did this. It was the Clintons and it was the Democrats who did this because Bill Clinton is on the list. But the real answer is we won't know who did it because they cut the footage out, the missing minute, like you said. And it was probably also because of Trump being on the list also. Because again, this is 2018, Trump's still president. This first term.
Yeah.
And
There's also like the two of the loudest voices now run the DOJ, don't they? Kash Patel and Dan Bongino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like these are people who were on podcasts and everything for years and years.
Proclaiming, yes, we need to release it. Yeah. And like you had
Pam Bondi a few months ago saying like it's on my desk.
Yeah, Pam Bondi's like, I have the list on my desk, yeah. And then like now she's like, everything that was on my desk was it was all child porn, yeah. Just like
and I've watched every minute of it.
Trump asked me to actually give it back. Just like for years, one of the motivating factors for the more conspiracy-minded people who voted for Trump was that they wanted the Epstein list and the JFK files and all that shit to be released. And then Trump goes, "Why are you still talking about it? Jeffrey Epstein was a horrible man. Why are you still talking about this? You're sick. You're sick, for wanting to know about this." It's so fucking funny. Because now they're like, what are you going to do? What are you gonna do?
I want the TV show moment where like Jeffrey Epstein didn't actually die. The whole like suicide was fake.
Like they're in a courtroom or something, and he opens the door like
just like Donald Trump funded my entire.
Yeah. Hold on, let's see if this clip is him dismissing the question. If it'll load, yeah.
Talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking. We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Me when I'm lying.
Do you want to waste the time?
me trying to explain to my mom that I didn't steal cookies from the cookie. That's like what he's talking about. He's like, "Are you telling me that I stole the food? I didn't do anything. We have all this stuff going on right now in the house. Like I have to clean my room and stuff. And you're telling me that in that time I managed to steal cookies from like that's literally the type of like voice he's doing right here. Like this so obviously like talking through his fucking teeth.
He's a fucking 4-year-old.
He's literally a toddler. God
but here's
damn.
the thing, right? I'm gonna bring this back to one thing once again, right?
Yeah.
Donald Trump can barely string a sentence together in a logical fashion. Like if you read transcripts of Trump
it's babble.
interviews and
Pure
Trump
babble.
speeches, like if you read it in a normal voice, it's just word mash. It's literal word mash.
Let's see.
Because I read it in my reading voice.
Hold on, let's find incoherent. Let's just add that on here. 45. No, that's from okay. Maybe just go to transcript here. Just transcript down some transcripts right here. Cabinet meeting. I want like a salute to American celebration here. Let's just see what he says here. I believe this is one where he fucking lost his goddamn mind. How long did he speak here? Oh, this is a lot of speaking.
Yeah, just
Yeah, let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. Here.
All right. Let me just take a sip of something.
Here, let me zoom in as well.
What a crowd. Well, I just want to say a very special hello to Iowa. We have had a good time. We won so much here. We didn't know what to do. There was so much winning here. But we love Iowa, and we won all 3 times. So that's pretty good. And I won by a lot. But I'm thrilled to be back in a state that I love, and I really do love it too, with thousands of proud, hard-working patriots at the famous Iowa State Fairgrounds.
Thank you.
What was that? What was that?
Let's keep going. Hold on.
18 months ago, the people of Iowa braved sub-zero temperatures. You remember that night? Oh, that was cold. It was cold, but we were warm inside because we won by a landslide to turn out the first in the nation caucus. You delivered 98 out of 99 counties. What the hell county didn't? What's the name of that county? Let's get them out of here. What? 98 out of 99. That's not bad, Susie, I guess, right? We'll take that. But for President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, thank you very much, everybody. Then in November, we won Iowa by a landslide, 13 points. And it was the single largest presidential victory in your state's history. That's not bad. Now we're back where it all started to celebrate 5 months of incredible success for our nation. And wish the Iowans and all Americans a very happy 4th of July. Honored to be with you. A lot of people wanted us. When you're president, they want you. And if you're not president, they don't want you. So what the fuck are you talking about? You fucking insane person!
That's literally like a fucking kindergartner like essay, bro. It's literally like some people do like this book, some people don't. For my fucking book report in 4th grade. Holy shit. It literally like me stretching to get the word limit done.
Like, jeez.
Oh my god. I need you to keep going. I need you to keep going because he's about to like make quotes of people here. Oh god, I need you to keep.
It's an honor to be. As I said, nope. I'm going to Iowa because I promised I would go to Iowa. Sorry, I said. No way. There could be no better birthday present for America than a phenomenal victory we achieved just hours ago when Congress passed the one big beautiful bill to make America great again. And in the last election, the people gave us a historic mandate to cut taxes, raise take-home pay, bring back jobs, stop the invasion. That horrible invasion. Who would do that? Who would do that? That horrible. Who would do that to us? Who would? What the fuck are you on about? No, I only have so much IQ I can give to this. Like, there's only so much IQ that I can spend on this.
Hold on, I'll do this.
Of course, it's fucking. Oh, that's my. God.
Deport the illegals and slash hundreds of billions of dollars of waste and fraud, and that's what we're doing. With this bill, every major promise I made to the American people of Iowa in 2024 became a promise kept. Actually, they had a report today on some crazy fake station, but it wasn't fake in this regard. They said, this guy actually did more than he promised. I did, and I have another hat back there. It says Donald Trump was right about everything, and I said, no. I said, no, that sounds a little too conceited, but it happens to be true, I must say. This bill includes the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut in American history, the largest border security investment in American history. Although I must tell you, if you saw last month, they had 0 people coming through our borders. 0. I'm not sure that's even possible. I'll take it. But somebody must have gone. The other character had hundreds of thousands of people every time. Sometimes in a day, they'd have over 100,000. We had 0. I don't know. It must be a little raw. Maybe they're 2 or 3 or something, but I'll take 0. And the group that makes up these stats, they're radical left Democrats, so it's probably true. We did a great job in the border, the largest welfare reforms and military upgrades in modern times. It's what we're doing. We rebuilt our military in 2016. In their first term, we rebuilt it. There. What? We rebuilt it. They gave away some of it to Afghanistan in the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. You remember that? Why does he repeat himself so much? It's so fun.
You gotta get that minimum word limit, right?
This
is why I say, like, I can only spend so much IQ on this, honestly. Like, I can't. Like, this is part of the problem is your president struggles to string a goddamn sentence together, and you assholes fucking voted for him. You did this to yourselves. Like, I'm not saying this to every American. Like, I'm not trying to denigrate like every single USA like citizen.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, you motherfuckers voted for this.
I said I just got here.
This like look what they they say the same about Hitler, right? Like, oh, he was voted in, but he was the only name on the ballot.
Yeah.
Trump ran against people. You had other goddamn options.
I said I just got here. What's going on with the eggs? Tell me. I didn't hear about it. They are up 5 times higher than they should be. They were going through the roof, but they were blaming me. I said I just got here, and within 2 months, our great secretary of agriculture, who I think is with us tonight, Brooke. Where's Brooke? Oh, look at you. Look there. Here she is. She is here. She flew all the way from here. She comes from Texas, but I think she likes Iowa maybe even better. Look at her. You did a good job with the groceries and eggs. We'll tell you. It's true. They said, we have them this time, finally. It took an egg to get me, but that didn't happen either. What? It took an egg to get me, but that didn't either. Now they're down to normal price and people are ordering like crazy, but inflation is dead. 401ks and retirements accounts just hit an all-time record high. Did I hear what I think I heard? But we've achieved the lowest level of illegal border crossings in history. 0 illegals. I think of it. We had 0. And as I said, I'll say it again. I love it because I have never seen any country suffer. What? No country has ever. There's never. Don't worry. It's only fireworks, I hope. Famous last words. My famous last words, Trump said. Don't worry. It's only fireworks.
No, wait. Go back to that paragraph. This paragraph is what I'm talking about.
This is completely
especially
incoherent.
the latter half of it.
Yeah.
Like the latter half of it, especially. You can kind of see he has nothing he's saying, not even relevant to what he was saying a second before.
Yeah.
Like, what is he talking about? It took an
I
egg
think
to get me.
I don't know what
Like
the fuck that means.
inflation,
Inflation is dead.
retirement,
He repeats what he said about the
illegal border
zero. Yeah, he repeats
crossings.
what he said like 10 minutes earlier, like 15 minutes fucking earlier. And then I assume this is a firework going off, and that's why he says, "Don't worry, it's only fireworks." But then I don't think he ever returns to what he was saying. You always have to
Oh.
think positive. I didn't like that sound either. But last month, American-born workers gained 830,000 new jobs, a record that's American, while the illegal aliens lost 340,000. And we don't want bad for them, but look, we have a country to run. We want to have them come in, and we want to have them help our farmers. You probably saw I got myself into a little trouble because I said I don't want to take away people away from farmers. I'm like losing my mind here.
Yes, that's why I say I can't spend any more IQ on this.
Nobel Prize?
We're burning IQ on like.
Oh
You
my
voted for
god.
this.
Good night, First Lady, my darling, because it reminds me that I'm president. That's all. Now I
Like-
said First Lady, it's terrible. Nobody wants to join a military force. He's just rambling. USA, USA.
Like, the last 2 presidents we've had, didn't even have English as their first language, and they spoke better than this.
God, this is so funny. Fort Bragg. Oh my god,
fact,
this
like,
was. Imagine being here for
all-
38 minutes and listening to this.
All 5 of our presidents that we've had since like becoming a country worth talking about in like a positive sense, none of them had English as a first language, and every single one of them spoke better than he did.
He's fucking. Because this is a type of rambling you can only get if you have legitimately lost your mind. God,
Yeah,
imagine sitting here
this
for an
is-
hour and listening to Trump speak like this. Holy shit.
This is why people leave his speeches, because eventually, like, your IQ drops to a point where you
Yeah,
have to go
leaves.
lick fucking paint to somewhere, like lick lead paint.
He leaves the speech here and he leaves to his favorite song, YMCA.
Oh, of course.
His favorite song. The rest of the transcript is just the YMCA.
God.
Why is this on the transcript? I like this site. I like how it's like a complete transcript. I might have to bring this up for other things. This is really. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, AI text to speech. Never mind. It's a text to speech app.
Yeah, no.
Was funny for that though.
I can't fucking deal with how dumb it is,
Yeah,
because
the
it's
dumb
not
president.
even like. It's not even like he needs to lie to the American people. Like, he obviously 90% of what he comes out of his mouth is complete shit. But like, he doesn't even need to lie, because he doesn't apparently even need to string a sentence together.
God, I can't wait for him to just like have medical emergency or something, and he's like in a wheelchair, and he's just like drooling. God, I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. I always thought that I'm in my head. I'm like thinking, what's gonna happen first? Is Trump gonna like have a stroke, or is Elon gonna have a ketamine overdose? And those are the two that are like constantly in my head. I'm waiting for one of those two things to happen at all times. I'm waiting. Maybe at this point, is it a ketamine overdose? It's just Elon getting deported.
Yeah, and he won't get deported to South Africa either.
No, he's gonna get sent to like the UK or whatever the fuck.
No, he'll get deported to Somalia.
You know, they don't. They throw him on one of the jets that's going to like South Sudan.
Send Elon to South Sudan.
Elon Musk, like the richest fucking fuckhead in the world, is getting sent to like South Sudan to rot in a prison run by some like insurgent group.
As they're like elbow deep searching his asshole for contraband, he can think about how big his bank account is.
He's like sitting in a fucking hole that's like mostly made of mud, like with like some cell bars in there, and he's just like
Oh, it
literally
looks
rotting.
like mud, but it's not mud.
Oh god. You know that pit? You know that pit in The Dark Knight Rises that Batman gets thrown and that he gets to like climb out of with like the ropes and shit. You know that? That's what Elon's gonna get thrown in. He's gonna get thrown in the pit. Oh, that's so funny. God, I hate him so much. I love hating people.
Fuck, I don't know. I can't. Like Trump just it kills me mentally. Like in a very severe way, it just kills me mentally. Because what do you say to that? How do you respond to anything? Because what was it? He gets asked about like, hey, what are you thinking about your foreign policy as regards to like this? And he's like, the price of eggs is the price of eggs. Like, what are you on about? He just says stuff. It's not even worth having an interview with this asshole. Like, if I would put in a room with Trump, I wouldn't even bother wasting my fucking breath.
If I was
He
in a
doesn't
room
understand.
with Trump,
he doesn't have like.
I'd just do like
grew up on
Eric
reality.
Andre style, like just like, what do you think of like fucking shitting in people's mouths? What do you think of that, Trump? And Trump would be like, what the fuck is happening? Hey, Trump, did you know that they're doing Martian shit? No, you know the Martians, they're coming down.
I mean, whatever came of that video that Putin apparently had of like 2 Russian prostitutes peeing on him? Does everybody just forget that? Did everybody just forget that existed?
I forgot about that. I mean,
Well, I didn't forget.
When you're literally on the Epstein list, I don't think there's much more you can get. I feel like actually that's like the Hunter Biden laptop thing. I feel like that'd make more people like him if there's like videos of people like pissing on Trump. That's like some freak shit that I think some people would get down with, like Hunter Biden, like with his fucking crack smoking.
Like it's not exactly like Daddy Trump.
Yeah,
ruler
no.
Of the world, King America. That's like, why are Russian prostitutes pissing on you with Putin like rubbing his hands together malevolently in the background?
There's two things that happen with that video coming out. Like if that video came out right now, there's 2 things that would happen. 1, it gets called AI, or 2, the Republican Party becomes like piss fetishists. Like they go full on like with like
being peed on is based.
Yeah, no, they're like getting pissed on to own the libs. Like that's what they do. That's what they would do. They would literally like commit to like that, or they just say it's AI. That's what I think. Yeah, that's basically like it. Like there's no like reality here, you know.
Like all the times that Trump was like, no, Epstein and I, great friends. All
he
the
likes him young. He likes him
from
young.
Like from like TV that's been on air and is on the internet, available for everybody. Of him just being like, Epstein's this guy's great guy.
He's my best friend. I love him so much.
Nobody's paying attention. It doesn't matter. Like the Epstein list is somehow this magical fucking tome, right?
Yes.
That some people, I believe that there are people in America who are like, if we could just get the Epstein list out, we can prove that Trump was on it. It's like Trump was openly fucking friends with him.
He's been at parties with them. He had like Epstein had like 15 phone numbers of Trump's.
even the most minimum stuff that's been released about Epstein and what he was up to has Trump's name literally everywhere.
People do treat it like if the Epstein list gets released, then everyone will instantly be brought to justice. But it'll just wind up like the Panama Papers, where we learn that like every rich guy was like money laundering all of their stuff and like making it so they didn't have to pay taxes by sending the money to the Cayman Islands and shit. And like it would go like that, where we just learn that and nothing happens with it, and the guy who leaks it gets killed. That's what would happen. Nothing would come of it. It'd just be a confirmation. I do think I would like to see it just so I can get a comprehensive list of everyone who was on it. Because that would be very funny to go through. Because there'd be people on there, like Stephen Hawking, where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then there's also like, you watch the Vosh segment, like, there were he was a power broker.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he
yeah.
had his list of people who, like, it's the same with the Puff Daddy thing, the P.
P. Diddy,
thing,
yeah.
where he's like, tons of people went to the Diddy parties. Lots of people were
Yeah,
there.
because
Great people
because
even.
it was the party to go to if you're like a mega celebrity,
But not everybody was there for the
freak
real
off. Yeah,
side, for the real side of the Diddy parties, for
Yeah.
like the deep inner circle type of side of the Diddy parties.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you see people like Matt Groening and Stephen Hawking on the Epstein file, like the flight logs, because they were going to the island most likely not for like the deep dark money fucking uber wealthy pedophile circle, but probably because Epstein was known as the guy who knows people, the guy who has connections.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It's possible they were going there for the children, but they only went on the like flights like once or twice. I don't know about Hawking, but I know Matt Groening was only on there like once. But like,
yeah, but Matt Groening even said, like, listen, there was clearly shit that was happening on the flight that I wasn't into, and after that, I never went on another flight again, because fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But then you also come to the question of, like, why were these people not saying anything before? Because clearly this was one of those, like, Weinstein things where everybody knew.
Well, there's a part of it that's probably blackmail. Like, I can imagine, like, on that plane, they take a photo of you as like some fucking 16-year-old comes up and sits on your lap or something, and it's like, well, I have this now. You can't do anything. And I assume something like that.
But now, like, the Trump administration is saying, like, none of that exists. None of it. It's just gigs and gigs of CP that Pam Bondi's been watching for the past few years.
In the past, like, 4 months, Pam Bondi's just been going, there's so much porn!
It's been 4 months already.
Like, it was February.
When she made the statement,
yeah, that was in
it's on my
February.
desk.
That was in February.
That was in February.
So it's actually been more than 4 months.
Nothing but like binge watching CP for 4 months.
Well, 5 months actually.
Okay. 5 months. All right, Pam.
5 months.
All right, Pam, do you know that nobody likes you?
Pam Bondi, did you know that you're like
the online drama? What do you think of the online
drama? Like Stop Killing Games?
Mad at TYT now.
Oh, TYT. Oh yeah, no,
Everybody's
that's
mad
I've hated TYT for like months. I've hated TYT since the birthing persons.
They keep making everybody angrier though.
Yeah, because they're fully like paid opposition.
Maybe I just wanted this opportunity since I was like calling people stupid to call out saying like you're an idiot.
Yeah, Anna Kasparian's worse in my opinion. Shank is like,
look, Anna, I guess I don't
so
really want to dig into Anna because I've seen so many, and I think that Shank needs to be told more often that he's an idiot.
This is true.
Like, Anna gets told pretty often, even by Tank. So
Shank,
they're both awful. I just wanted this moment to call Tank an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why I think Hannah gets more hate is because I think Anna is the one who pivoted them in that direction. Because she was legitimately angry at people for the birthing person drama. Like, she was fucking pissed at that shit. Yeah. And I can see that being the thing that motivates her to start taking money from the right. And Shank, being Hassan's uncle, gets a little less hate because his nephew is Hassan.
Yeah, but also like...
But then Hassan also brings him on and fucking rips into him on stream. God, imagine being Hassan and your uncle's literally like the tubbiest loser you can find on like the former online left. Oh god, it's so funny. God, I find
These
myself
people.
finding less engagement in online politics though. Like I used to be like a year ago, 2 years ago, I used to know so much about like different political creators online, both left and right and stuff, and the general like influence of like this person's like been doing this and stuff. But then like since like Trump won and everything, it's just been like things have gotten so much more real that I don't really care about like what the tankies are doing right now. Like I haven't paid attention to like infrared Haas or like any of those tanky fucks in months when I used to be like, man, what are they up to now? What crazy shit are they saying now? Because it was funny. But it's like I don't have time for
But
this.
it's like, even when you look at things that seemed to be as wild as something like What If Altist,
Yeah, oh I love actually that's one thing I do
you
revisit a lot of
you
that.
you 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 kind of look at that now and go like, wow, even this is like sanity compared to like daily news.
Yeah.
This like arguments with What If Altist are literally more sane than watching CNN right now. Like,
Actually
what the
true.
fuck?
I do revisit old like people covering What If Autist videos because that's a specific kind of insanity that never gets old for me.
Ah, fair.
Being
But
like a
that
history
is
student,
about
it's just so funny.
the fucking limit of my sanity.
Yeah,
That is
no.
legit the limit of my
What
sanity.
about spirit
So
science? You know spirit science?
I've heard of them, but they're just like one of those.
They're like a cultist. They have like a cult that they started. They Newgrounds animator, and then they're like, open up your inner chakra by sticking things up your butthole, and then we'll do that to like return to Hyperborea. And they post it on YouTube, and it's like the vaccines include like Illuminati numbers that you put in your fucking things, and then they control you, and it's all a conspiracy. He broke into like a hospital and like filmed and stuff, pretending to be a doctor. It's like, look at this is what they're doing to you when you're in surgery, and it's like just normal hospital equipment. It's just like here's the sinister plot. Oh god, I wonder what he's doing now. I wonder what he's doing.
Fuck these people.
I love insane conspiracy theorists. They're so fun, so good.
Oh,
We should.
I'm brain dead
I hope
now.
Trump makes a new department in the government where it's like the department of like mysticism or something, and we just get like some methed out crystal mommy who just sits up there with like all these like different ritualistic things, and she just like plays a flute a bit and then like predicts the end of the world. I'd love that.
I can't fucking. As I said, I've run out of brain for this. The country is
Oh,
sinking.
the country is sinking. Oh god. You know, in 2 episodes
Civil
it would have been one. In 2 episodes we're about to hit 50 episodes.
Yeah,
Do we want to
civil war though.
Civil War? What about it?
That's coming.
Yeah, probably at some point. Do you want to do something planned for the 50th episode?
What is that? The next one?
No, 2 episodes from now. It would have been the next one if we didn't skip last week.
I see. So, if we are going to do something special, then we shouldn't mention it on the podcast.
Well, I mean, like
We
it
should
could
bring
be a
it a
tease.
surprise.
I'm bringing it up because it could be like a tease, you know. Like,
It is a
hey,
tease, but it's
yeah,
it's a tease of what we don't know right now. So, like, hello audience, we're going to say thank you for joining
yes,
us.
and thank you. Oh, we should probably start saying subscribe at the beginning of the episode. Stuff.
Probably,
Yeah.
or some way like 10 minutes in or something.
Yeah. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like it and subscribe it and share with your third favorite friend. Um and
If you do want to support, we do have
we
a
do have a
Patreon.
Patreon. Yes.
If you are able to, in today's current economic climate,
Yes. Anything helps though.
give you access to episodes
You
early.
yes. early episodes, your name gets put into the credits, and bonus content like Jade's story that we cut out.
Jade's story will be
Jade's
available to patrons.
Jade's 1 minute story.
You know, we
Mhm.
might have more things that are possible, but we will not mention them quite because those are still going to be a surprise. But
Yes,
yes,
surprises.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Have an absolutely fucking survived week.
yeah, you
Just
made it.
survive out there.
Yeah, you'll make it. Just survive. Live.
Survive. Like like we can tell people to have a good time and enjoy it and everything, but you know what? Just survive. Survive the week,
Survive.
and we'll see you again next week.
Yes. Goodbye.